Hello, ladies and gentlemen, MarauderEX here with kind of a cop-out, but hey, you know, that's what I do, it's who I am. This is my Saturn PC, and this is Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. This is also my 1,000 subscriber special, because the Earth and the planets aligned, and I became popular for a day, and got dozens upon dozens of subscribers. So thank you all, for those of you who have tuned in because of my pain video, pushing me over the 1,000 mark. I did this as a what were they thinking video for Rainfall, which is why this is kind of a cop-out, but I mean I did the whole game to make sure I had enough footage, and with the what were they thinking, I had to be somewhat professional, but here I can just be my usual charming self and just say whatever the hell's on my mind. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm not even really gonna talk about the game half the time. I mean, there's only so much that can be said about this game. I kick sparkles at people, for God's sakes. And I turn bad guys into backup dancers. That is the worst fate that could fall upon anyone, is backup dancer. Just, you might as well kill yourself at that point. Anyway, so yeah, this is 1,000 subscribers. I've finally hit the big time, and really 1,000 subscribers is in no way the big time. And I'm also sucking down a ton of caffeine right now, so I'm kind of forcing myself to do this. I've had the, oh, I should do the video. No, I could put it off. I've got stuff to do. No, I'll put it off. So I've hyped myself up on ridiculous amounts of caffeine to sit through this again, because this is an hour of Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. They will be split up into two parts for your viewing entertainment. That bad guy is Joe Pesci. No, it's not. It's not Joe Pesci. There is no way that's Joe Pesci. Dance. Dance for me, minions. Yes. Yes. Your anguish sustains me. Lean. And die. I love how they fall over. You are not cool enough to do the lean. But yeah, I've hit 1,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much for that. It's been fun. I've had so much fun doing this, even though, again, like, sometimes I have to force myself to do videos. Other times I get into the mood of I have to do videos. Must do all the videos. And I've been doing a lot lately. Like, working, again, with all the stuff for Rainfall, I'm putting up trailers left and right. And, I'm working on about a half a dozen projects. Otherwise, I'm doing Kingdom Hearts still. So when this goes up, you guys will know where it fits in the timeline. I'm still finishing up Kingdom Hearts 1 with my wife, and I'm working on Castlevania Lament of Innocence. That will be a weekend project, so Kingdom Hearts will go up during the week, Lament of Innocence will go up on the weekends. And I'm still working on Chrono Cross with Helix, and that has been like the game that has just plagued us. It's amazing. Just the number of technical difficulties that have gone up in that LP is just, it's staggering. It's almost as if the universe is saying, no, you cannot play this game for YouTube. No, we will not allow it. I thought Shining Force 2 was bad. This is worse. Well, I mean, what's worse is Michael Jackson's Moonwalker here. I mean, what? I did a what were they thinking on this, because what were they thinking? What is the point of this? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, I've never seen the movie. I actually can't even think of anyone who's seen the movie. My wife loves music, and Michael Jackson was a big influence in her childhood, and she hasn't even seen the movie. Like, she could tell me, like, so much random trivia about any musician that's ever lived or probably ever will live. And she's like, oh yeah, I've never seen Moonwalker. I've yet to meet someone who's met this. So if any of you have actually watched Moonwalker, let me know what the hell it's about. Just please. I don't get it. And that face. Oh. The main version of this is actually kind of entertaining because it's a 3D isometric view, so it's the 3D overhead, and you're constantly shooting lasers and throwing hats. And you can throw the hat in this game, I just never do, because your little blue meter is your health, and it's also your magic. So if you charge up your magic attacks to take out groups of enemies, then it actually drains your health. You get more magic by rescuing kids, because, you know, children are the future, and I believe the children are the future. I'm not going to sing that. I'm sorry for even starting that. I apologize, and I throw myself on a sword as recompense. Anyway, yeah, I can't talk about this game. I just can't. I had the hardest time trying to talk about it for What Were They Thinking, and I'm amazed I got through that project without just losing my shit completely. I had to do a couple of takes of that. I've never had to do takes of What Were They Thinking before. Granted, that was only like the third one, so I'm not really that far into it, but just the fact that I start talking and I'm like, no, I cannot say that. I can't say that. Because I was, in the What Were They Thinking, I was actually being as objective as possible, only relating it to the game, and not dealing with any of the extra, the scandal that surrounded Michael Jackson for the later part of his life. I tried to avoid as much of that as possible. I know a little bit sunk in here and there, but What Were They Thinking? It was about the game, not about the crazy bastard Michael Jackson became toward the end of his life. Because he became a crazy bastard. And, you know, it kind of makes sense when you're on top of the world and then the entire world just kind of turns on you. And for the amount of evidence that they had, I mean, just being accused is one of those things that will kill you, kill your career. There's just not much you can do about it. And the one gunman is now my solitary backup dancer. And he will not die. He is stronger than the lean. But he's not strong enough to be glitter kicked into oblivion.
Michael!
Behold my glitter kick. And then each time you go to a new level, you get a new little intro like that. I don't understand this game at all. It just... It doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it. But I do love the music, though. They did do a really good job translating his music to the Genesis, because that's one thing I remember growing up as a console kid. Genesis versus Super Nintendo. Genesis had shitty music, and you know it kind of did. Sega really did not do anything to improve the quality of their sound processor. It kind of fixed when the Sega CD came up, because then you can at least get CD quality audio. But the processor for the Genesis was terrible. But because of that terrible technology, it's actually endeared is what I'm trying to say. My taste in certain music, like I played Earthworm Jim on the Genesis first, obviously, since I owned one. And I love the Genesis soundtrack more than the Super Nintendo. Even so much so that I don't like the soundtrack for any of the other systems when it was on anything else. Like the Game Gear version, the Game Gear is just basically a Mega Drive, or not a Mega Drive, a Master System. Just a portable Master System, so its sound chip is even worse. But like the Sega CD port of Earthworm, I think the Sega CD got Earthworm Jim 1, and Sega Saturn got a port of Earthworm Jim 2. But I still love the Genesis version of the Earthworm Jim music. So, but I was also a Sega loyalist back then. Not anymore! That's what they get for stepping on their fans. I get mad at them. If that's the worst thing that comes from it. Well, it's not. I mean, Total Biscuit kind of ripped Sega a new one during that whole thing. So, And, you know, my 1,000 subscribers to his 1,000,000 subscribers, that's a completely different beast altogether. If I sit here and say, hey, boycott Sega, maybe 5 of you will. Whereas, if you look at it, the same level of statistics of, you know, that percentage of my viewers versus that percentage of his, that's a lot more viewers. So, it's a lot more people boycotting. That would actually make a little bit more of a difference. But it is what it is. And I'm just completely rambling now. It's kind of hard to talk about Michael Jackson for an hour. Because, I mean, without getting into Robot Chicken sketches where, you know, it's alien Michael Jackson versus the real Michael Jackson, who's abducted by aliens to take over the planet. I was telling my wife the other night that there's one mystery in gaming that I would love to know the truth to. And that mystery is, I forgot about these guys. These guys don't actually dance, so they just run off screen. But this is the endurance, so they're just gonna keep coming. Because apparently gun-toting police officers can't dance. It's against their contract. Union rules. But like I was saying, the one mystery in the gaming universe that I would love to know is, did Michael Jackson actually do the music for Sonic 3? There's rumors back and forth that he did, he didn't. You can see the comparison. People do comparison videos here on YouTube all the time. They'll play a bit of an MJ song and then a bit of a Sonic 3 song, and then they overlay the two, and you can see how the music stacks up. So I mean, and this is the best power-up ever. Michael Jackson calls upon the power of his Megazords and turns into a giant freaking, like, is that in the movie? He turns into a giant flying robot that shoots missiles out of the top of his head? I don't get this, and has X-ray vision for where children are. But yet I can't be a little dog. I can't beat a Doberman. Robot Michael is defenseless against Doberman dog. And where do the dogs keep coming from? Well, apparently bad guys will just keep spawning regardless until Bubbles shows up, because Bubbles is the deterrent for all bad guys.
Michael.
Again, I have no earthly idea. I want to be enlightened. But yeah, I also want to know, did he have any say in it? Because they, you know, there's stories on both sides. People from Sega claiming that they have audio of Michael doing the beats and, you know, his ideas and all that stuff. And then you've got people say, oh no, and then toward the end, no, he had nothing to do with it, he's not credited, because they want to distance themselves from all the scandal. And you know, I can understand a company wanting to distance itself from scandal. You know, because that's what Sega's good at doing. Except they're not, because they just walk into scandals like banning all of their Shining Force videos. Because they're stupid as fuck. Anyway, I'm still bitter about that, you know, because I used to love Sega. And Dancing Dogs. I'm sorry, I just keep breaking my rant, because stuff in this game just keeps, like, the enemy that you must fight this round is a dog, who will summon more dogs until you kill the dog. PETA would have a field day with this. But we glitter the dog into oblivion, so it is what it is. And Michael turns back into a car and flies away!
Who's bad?
The woods are actually probably the best level. But the downside is, it's not playing Thriller the whole time. It needs to play Thriller the whole time. Michael versus zombies? What were you... Thriller, come on guys. He does the Thriller when you charge up the magic attack. So, I mean, the thing is, I don't know what song this is. I'm not familiar enough with, you know, all of Michael's work to know what song this is. But... And I love how you have to, you know, glitter a bird into non-existence, because birds are the enemy of Michael Jackson. Like, seriously, if you showed me this game today, and I had no knowledge of this game as, when I was growing up, like, this game kind of flew under a lot of people's radar. No one heard about it, no one knew. But if you showed me this today, I would have thought it would have been like the Charles Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden. Like, I thought I would be... This is a fan game that was, you know, just put together for shits and giggles. There's no way this could be real. No, it's totally real. This was an official licensed game, and this happened. This is one of those things that happened. And we allowed it to happen. Like that skit in Family Guy where it's Mick Jagger and David Bowie singing that god-awful song. And it's like, that happened, and we allowed it to happen. And now it's Robot Michael versus the zombies. That actually sounds like a really good idea for, like, a cheesy science fiction movie. Like, Culex and I, we sat there and just watched terrible movies on Netflix. We went through and watched, NASA's, top 10 worst movies for scientific accuracy. Which have, like, the Keanu Reeves movie about cold fusion. Which, to be completely honest, that does not mention science at all. They don't mention the process of what he's doing. It's just, if you are a if you're a scientist who happens to know about cold, you know that that's complete BS. But for the average person, they don't go into the details. They don't sit here and say, oh, well, you need element 236 to form the chain reaction to get cold fusion. And they do mention that you need a specific harmonic. Which, you know, to the average person, I guess that could be possible. I don't know enough about science to know if music can affect, you know, science. I mean, I remember reading a report recently that there's a black hole that's emitting, like, a B-flat tone. We can't explain that. So, I mean, it seems like it would make sense. I guess. I don't know. I'm not trying to science things up in here. Anyway. I have no idea what I'm talking about anymore. I really don't. Oh, don't do like 5-hour energy or any of that. Like, just don't. No. Caffeine drugs are bad. And this, I am living proof. I should probably go to some sort of Caffeine Anonymous. I need an intervention. Because I'm still sitting here drinking a Pepsi as I'm doing this. Like, I should probably stop this. I also love how the bad guy walks out and is like, you'll never catch me, even though we're 3 feet away from him. If we, you know, took a minute of our time to just glitter kick him into oblivion, it would be over. Alright, so these guys are a bitch, because they'll sit there, they'll jump, and then they'll disconnect their upper torso and fly at you. You can't hurt them when they're disconnected, you can only hurt them when they are together, and I actually die here. I think I died twice. Because you can't, it's almost impossible to dodge 2 of them. And it's almost impossible to kill 2 of them. I keep going for the let's charge up and kill as many as I can with the ultimate magic attack, and then see if I can stop them. With just regular attacks. I eventually win, but this is like the most annoying boss fight in the game, actually. All the other ones are kind of easy compared to this. This one, however, zombies are just a pain. Bitch! Zombies coming up the hill right now! Shoot him in the head! Grab the shotgun! You don't need to load it! We did that shit for you! So I sit here and I'm like, okay, let's try glitter kicking all the zombies into non-existence. And then the other two come out that are disassemble gods. And I do that, and they get into position. But even a charge up is not enough to stop them. They keep coming. And I'm like, what? How are you still alive? Well, you're not alive. That's kind of the point, I guess. And then once you have your health is in the red, you lose your glitter-tastic powers. Look at me actually talking about the game like I care. I've done nothing but ramble this entire time. And, you know, sometimes my rambling is entertaining, other times it's just incoherent, and I need to be institutionalized. I'm thinking this is the latter of those two. I don't know. I mean, I'm not one of those people who finds himself very funny. Ah, and it freezes. But now I basically just sit here and glitter all of the zombies into non-existence. Dead zombies, which is kind of a misnomer. I mean, and again, I'm just a little too late. It's like you have to hit them at the precise moment when they land, because they're invulnerable when they jump too. So you've got to hit them when they land and before they disassemble. And apparently they can reach the entire length of the screen. And sometimes ducking doesn't help. But I finally killed the zombies! It only took me forever. 5 minutes when the par time is 4. You said it, MJ. Not that I was going for, you know, I guess showing off skill in this game. I did not know that if you you grab hold of something and you fly forward, you do Captain Falcon's Falcon knee to everything and they all die. That is actually a really broken attack in Smash Brothers. The fact that Captain Falcon's knee hits with the same force of, like, as a baseball bat. But I'm actually kind of curious as to what they're going to do with the Smash Brothers coming out on the Wii U. I don't have a Wii U. I haven't really been interested in it, because consoles don't really do anything for me. It's the games for said console. So until they show off something that looks like it's going to be really good, and I feel the same way about the PS4. Like, I sat through the PS4 event, and I'm like, okay, none of these games excite me. Show me something good. Show me something that I'll like, and that is what will convince me to buy your system. I'm waiting to see about any of the rumors for the new Xbox console. All the rumors keep saying that it's gonna bury Microsoft because they keep having the always-on internet requirement and all that sort of stuff. I'm like, if a company actually does do that, then yeah, they're committing suicide. So, but we'll see what happens. You know, there's only so much that can be done. I mean, those rumors kind of persist no matter what. And these bad guys, I'm pretty sure they kill me a lot too, because they disassemble and then they drop riblets on you. And I actually get them in a pattern though, so it actually works out well for me. Thinking about it, again, I don't know if they actually kill me. Oh, yeah, I think they will. And then I have to use you continue. Do I have to use... I don't... Yeah, I gotta use continue here, because that was my last life. Game over. This is not where I end, though. I actually do continue. I should have let the dancing bubbles stay for a little bit. Only problem with the continue is you have to redo the entire level. So, well, I don't have to redo the entire level. I have to redo the entire level that I was on. Which, if I had to start back at the beginning of the woods and have to fight the endurance zombies and then the two that just don't die from a magic attack, I probably wouldn't have continued playing, honestly. There's nothing you could have done to keep me playing the game. I really wanted to like this game too. I couldn't. It's funny. It really is. It's hilarious. But just as far as a platformer goes, it's got its problems. Mostly because the controls are really floaty. And hit detection is a thing, you know. But I can't complain because it's a game that's almost as old as I am. I actually don't even remember when this was released. But I mean, it's like complaining that Super Mario Brothers has shit for graphics. It's like, you can't really make that. I'm one of those gamers that's like, okay, I see it for what it is. It came out, I judge it for its time, not compared to what games are today. But I kind of hate gamers that do that. It's like, oh, the original Mario Brothers sucks because it's no Call of Duty. No, it's not. But if it weren't for Mario Brothers, we wouldn't have Call of Duty. Like, put stuff into perspective, guys. Just sit back and think about it for just like 2 seconds. See, I get that one into a loop, and I kill him that way. And then I do the same thing with the other one. See, he goes over there. I kick him, kick him, kick him. And that's it. Alright, so yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in part 2.